Your Highness, may I come in? Where's your lady-in-waiting? Your Highness, you can't just leave her wherever she may please. It's unbecoming of your status. Fine, fine. Say whatever you please, just please be more careful, won't you? It's dangerous for a royal to be all alone on their own, especially with things being how they are in the court right now. Of course I worry about you. It's my job. It's quite literally been my job since forever. Alright. Maybe having known you all this time also plays a small part in my concern. Don't say that, Your Highness. Friends isn't exactly the word the likes of neither you or me should be able to use. If anyone were to hear you, fine, whatever. Don't give me those eyes, Your Highness. You know I'm just concerned. Yes, concerned. That's why I'm here. There's something I must tell you, Your Highness. Please, take a seat. You remember your cousin, right? The Duke of Devania? I have reason to suspect there's something suspicious going on in his state right now, Your Highness. Suspicious as in, he's not even meant to be there in the first place. He was heading north with his troops a couple weeks ago. He wasn't meant to come back yet. And as far as I'm concerned, his troops are still a long way from home. I suspect they might still be with him in his state. Your Highness, I sometimes don't know whether to think you're brave or just naive. Yes, I'm sorry. I spoke out of order, sure. It's not as unbecoming as you laying here looking like such a mess, though. Isn't it a bit late to still be in your nightgown? I wonder what your fiancé would think if he knew just sharp your tongue gets. Oh, Your Highness, don't give me that look. You know I'm just teasing. No, I don't think you make a poor princess. Your Highness, I know you. I know just how hard you work for the kingdom, for the people. I'm proud of you, of the person you've become, and of the monarch you'll be someday. I mean, sure, your etiquette could use some polishing, but it's just part of your charm, isn't it? You're not like those stuck-up dukes of the East, or those spoiled conquistadors down in the South. You care about something other than your status or your gold. You care about the people. Honestly, sometimes I wish you could be a bit more selfish. Care a bit less. No, don't mind me. I think all the stress of handling the situation is starting to get to me. It's my job, princess. You need not concern yourself with my well-being. I'll just get some rest once the issues of Zvania are settled. I don't have that kind of time, Your Highness. I insist. I'm a very busy man. Yes, a single night can make a difference, Your Highness. I didn't get this far in my career by being careless. I'm not a stick in the mud. It's just that one of us has to be responsible. And I don't think the princess lying on her bed with her hair all over the place makes the cut, honestly. Sorry, that was rude. Princess, could I speak not as your guard, but as someone who's known you for the longest time? Not as a friend. Someone like me shouldn't. Okay, whatever. May I? Good. You know your mother's policies have been very appreciated by the people. She made sure workers get fair treatment. She's prioritized the kingdom's own well-being rather than joining the war other kingdoms are waging within the empire. She's fed the hungry. She's clothed the cold. Yes, I know. I'm very proud of her too. And you have a kindness to you that you're surely inherited from her. But if I may speak, it's too dangerous, Your Highness. It's too risky. Having lowborns join in on politics, the workers no longer have to beg on their knees for a living wage, putting a stop to the underground slave trade. The nobles aren't happy about any of this. They've lost money. And you know how those savages value their gold. It's dangerous, Your Highness. Making an enemy out of the nobility is not a joke. I know it's not the right thing to do, but don't you see everything that's already going on? The nobles are plotting against you. The church is already preparing to preach against the kingdom ever since the high clergy was stripped of its privileges. Your mother's rule, it's a good one for the people, sure, but it's going to be the death of her and both you and I. I just know it. I can try my hardest, but I'm only human, Your Highness. There's only so much I can do to protect both you and your mother. Especially when she seems to get into more and more trouble every single day that passes. I know you can't change her mind, but I just want you to promise me you won't follow her in her footsteps. That you won't put yourself in danger for some naive idea that things ought to be right. This is a cruel world, Your Highness. We can either accept it or die trying to change it. Maybe you don't mind, but please, Your Highness, just give it some thought. I know I can't expect you to be cruel or ruthless. That's unbecoming of you. You're too soft. But the least you can do is try to play the part. It's not selfishness. It's self-preservation. It's staying alive. Don't you see, Your Highness? If you die, your cousins will ascend. Everything both you and your mother have worked for will disappear. You will disappear. The nation you worked so hard for would be ravaged by civil war. Softness won't hold a kingdom together. Your Highness, your goodwill means nothing if an insurrection arises among the nobility. I apologize, Your Highness. I know I'm just your knight. I'm just the sword. I don't have any say into what you do or say. If you really valued my insight, then you would heed my words. It's my duty to protect you. But there's nothing I can do to save someone who's not trying to save themselves to begin with. Alright. Fine. I understand you're tired. It's best we leave this conversation for another time. I'll get going. Your Highness, you need to stop doing this. Please. Let go of me. It's not that I mind, it's just, it's not right. We were just kids back then. And remember how Sir Burton reacted when he caught us playing? He didn't shut up about this until I was knighted. I was lucky his threats of kicking me out were empty. Just because nobody can see us, it doesn't mean it's any less wrong, Your Highness. I know you're just trying to make me feel better, but you don't have to. I've made my point, however impertinent and out of place. That's enough for me. Just a hug? Your Highness, even being here alone with you, without your lady-in-waiting lying around, would be enough to get us both in trouble. Forget about me losing my title. Forget about treason. That should be the least of your concerns. There might just be an uprising forming amongst the nobles. Do you really think you can afford to keep feeding the flames? Sorry, I'm doing this again, aren't I? I care about you. I told you it's my job, and sometimes caring about you implies having to say things that even you don't want to hear, Your Highness. I know you see me as a friend, Your Highness, but the days of our carefree childhood are long gone. I'm your knight, your sword, your servant. They don't call me the crown's hound for nothing, Your Highness. You're the future ruler of the nation, our nation. You're the hand that is meant to wield me, my one and only master. Don't ask me to hold your hand. Don't ask me to spend one more minute here, please. I beg of you. Don't make me feel human when I'm supposed to just be something for you to use. Don't you see how badly it hurts? Stop showing me the kindness we both know that I can't have. That's your problem, Your Highness. You're too naive, too soft. You're too naive, too soft. They will chew you up and spit you right back out if you keep this up. Don't you see it? We're not people, Your Highness. We lost our personhood the moment we became what we are now. You are the princess. I am the knight. You will one day rule this land, and you will learn to prioritize your head to your heart if you want to survive. And I will be your righteous wrath. I carry all the blame you need me to. Don't give me that look. Please, Your Highness, I beg of you. I'm not saying this to hurt you. Yes, Your Highness, I'll let you know if I get any news from Devania. Farewell.